Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Mark Robertson, and today we're going to be talking about the 2016-2017 Sacramento Rookies review so far. I know there's still like a good month of games left, but why not do the review right now? So I'm going to first talk about the trades or different trades that helped us or helped the Kings acquire those rookies, and then I'll go through how their season looks so far, and then I'll do my pick of the day, and that'll be it for today. Cool. So the first trade was 2016. Vlade Divac made the trade for our lottery pulled eighth pick for the Kings lottery pulled eighth pick, which they chose Marquise Chris with and traded it for the uh, the 13th pick, the 28th pick, and the rights to Bogan Bogdanovic, uh, who, as everybody's hoping, will come over at the end of the season. Will come over to Sacramento in the offseason, which that has a pretty high likelihood since Vladi's pretty good at getting foreign players. Um, so obviously with those two picks, we got Georgios Papagiannis and Scal Labissiere. Um, and then the next trade is the we traded shooting guard Marco Bellinelli to the Charlotte Hornets for their 22nd overall first round draft pick, who Scott, we chose Malachi Richardson, and which is pretty cool because it's basically swapping one not too old but a little bit older shooting guard with a new fresh shooting guard, which is pretty cool. And yeah, and then we also got obviously we also drafted the 59th pick to get Isaiah Cousins. He's been in Reno most of the time, so he's not that big of it hasn't been really yeah, we sent him to Reno the first of the year. So yeah, that's where he's been. And then the other trade, the big one obviously for everybody, the big one that happened this year or before trade deadline was trading DeMarcus and Omri for Heald, Tyreek, and Galloway, and the Pelicans' 2017 first round top three protected draft pick, and the 2017 Sixers second round draft pick. And yeah, so we're gonna go through each of the rookies and how they're doing so far. Uh, First one is Papagiannis or Georges Papagiannis. Um, He's been in Reno. We sent him in Reno. Sent him Malachi and Scout to Reno for the start of the year. So obviously he hasn't had much playing time, but he did. But he'll get a more of a pretty solid spot if they continue to rest players like they did against Orlando. Um, with Cousins, when DeMarcus was here, him and Cauley Stein and Kufis were pretty much covering the center position, so they didn't really need Papagiannis at the time, so he wasn't really getting much of development minutes. He was getting development minutes down in Reno, like I said before. But now that Cousins is gone, he can play, and Cauley Stein's pretty much playing the power forward or the starting center position if Kufis doesn't play. Um, but yeah, he looks really good. Like at the beginning of the year, he was a lot bigger than he is now. He did skim down a little bit. His body looks a lot better. He can move up and down the court a lot faster. So I think after watching him play the 12 minutes off the bench from Orlando, he looked pretty solid. He got 4 boards, 2 putback slam. Obviously, he didn't get as many points because he was only in there 12 minutes, and I think they tried to throw up a few alley oops, and it was just broken up. So hopefully he'll get a little bit more play time coming up in the future. The next one I'm going to talk about is Buddy. Obviously, Buddy's been fantastic. Since coming to Sacramento, he's been putting up solid numbers. He's looks very comfortable and very confident on the. He's very uh, looks very confident and comfortable on the court. Can shoot the 3 ball whenever open. He can shoot it very well even when contested. He can go in for a floater. He can go in for a driving layup. He's pretty good at all of that kind of stuff. One thing that I've seen a lot of is, well, since starting, he had his third start against the Magic, and every single game so far, he scored at least 17 points, which is fantastic. He had the one game. He had the game in, was it the Denver? No. Oh, he had the Jazz game at home where he hit he had 13 points in the first quarter and then had 18 to finish. So that was pretty good. Obviously, they want him to keep scoring even during the second quarter, which they need. Um, but yeah, his points are solid. Ever since joining, he's averaged 17.3 points, getting 5.7 boards. And like I said, the big thing that stands out to me, since starting, even though he's getting like 2 turnovers, he's been trying to not get turnovers. His ratio from assists to turnovers in the last 3 games is 1-1, which is a lot better than he was getting. And I see him improving a lot more than that, even as we go on. Um, but yeah, he's looked fantastic. 51.4 from the field, or 51.4% from the field, and 45% from the three. We'll take it. Open, just pass him when he's always open from the three. We got a 3 ball. And then so next is Scalabissiere. He's been impressing a lot of people. He went from being one of the top prospected players in high school to going to Kentucky and playing almost no minutes or very, very small minutes from the bench. And he's come into the NBA, obviously, to half of the season he's been with the Reno Bighorns, and he's been getting a lot of development time there, putting up some pretty solid numbers. But when he permanently joined the Kings, he's been playing very good. Like, he's really been using the time that he's been given since DeMarcus has gone. The last 4 games he's gone in the start, which is really good. That's really good to see that he's already getting starts. Obviously, as time goes on, I predict he's going to be at least a 20 to 25 and 25 points with 10 boards kind of guy, be getting those double doubles. He goes up for those boards really consistently. He's averaging 5.8 points, 3.8 boards, shooting 55.7 from the field. His shot looks so smooth, so crisp. It looks really good. But yeah, he can, like we saw against the Magic, he got 4 blocks. So that's good to see that he can get blocks. Willie could get blocks. If Papianis gets a rotation spot, he can get blocks as well. But yeah, pretty solid numbers. Now we go on to Malachi Richardson. Obviously, we haven't seen a lot of Malachi. Pretty good amount of games into the season before we started seeing him get pretty consistent minutes off the bench. And once he did, he played. I don't remember how many games it was before he got his hamstring injury, and he's been out ever since. But he does have there's a pretty reasonable chance that he'll come back before the end of the season, which hopefully we can see his game play a little bit more, get a little bit more development time on the court. He was averaging 3.6 points, 1 assist, half an assist, or 1 rebound and half of an assist, while shooting 41.2 from the field and 28.6 from the three. So he's pretty good. He's really fast. He's very confident on the field. You can see that he really likes to play on the court. Can shoot pretty well. Yeah, he's been playing pretty darn good for the time that we got to see him. And then, like I said, the last one is Isaiah Cousins. He has been in Reno the whole time, so we haven't been able to see what he can really do. I've heard people talk about how like it'd be kind of cool if he got good enough that you could see a combo of him and Buddy Hield and see if the Oklahoma duo can do it again, can ride again and play pretty good in Sacramento. But yeah, we haven't seen much of him. Hopefully one day he'll earn a spot on either on the Kings or on a different roster. We always want to see players play well and be able to give their shot in the NBA. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do my pick of the day. It's really gonna be this kind of a later video, so I'm gonna do the pick for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be putting out another video on Friday. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be on what we are looking at when it comes to placement in the draft and how the swaps and certain picks look for us or look for the Kings. So yeah, I'll be talking all about that. What my predictions are for like how we should end the season and how many more wins we should have and how many more losses we should have for the season. So yeah, my pick for tomorrow is John Wall and Anthony Davis. Hopefully Anthony Davis didn't hurt himself too bad. I think he went out with an ankle injury, but came back later in the game tonight. And then John Wall's just been beasting and feasting in the paint, and been yeah, he's been a pretty solid or assist man, always getting those double doubles with points and assists. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a comment down in below, and I'll leave an assist when I can. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe for more video or for more content. See you later, Hoop fans.